quarterback news coming out of Arizona today. Adam, what's going on there?
The Cardinals now have placed Kyler Murray on injured reserve law. They've turned over their starting job to Jacoby Brissett for at least the next 4 games while Murray tries to get his foot sprain ready and tries to get healthy for later in the season. But people around the league all are in agreement that the Cardinals offense has operated more efficiently, more productively with Jacoby Brissett. And so Jacoby Brissett will be their short-term starter, and really it serves as something of an audition for this team to see where they are at the quarterback position. Undoubtedly, there will be discussions after this year about what is best for this team and its future at the quarterback position. It'll be in both ways. Kyler Murray will have a say. The Cardinals will have a say. If they decide to move on from him, it's over $38 million in guaranteed money. Keep in mind, the Cardinals general manager, Monty Ossenfort, the Cardinals head coach, Jonathan Gannon, they were not the staff that chose Kyler Murray. He came from the previous regime. So there are all sorts of questions that have to be answered in Arizona, and Jacoby Brissett will get a chance to answer some of those in the next 4 weeks.
Yeah, really interesting to keep an eye on. New on NFL Live, this just coming down. Cardinals receiver Marvin Harrison Jr. had a great game, obviously, on Monday night. Spoke before the Kyler Murray injury news was announced, but it was clear he's a big fan of Jacoby Brissett.
I mean, he's obviously, a tremendous leader for us. I think his communication and understanding of the offensive system, has done, a tremendous job for just everybody. And like I said, it really takes all 11 guys to kind of do the job. And obviously, he's done his part, but receivers making plays, and O-line making plays, and the running backs all doing the job. I think it goes to success.
I mean, you saw just some of the film right there from what Marvin Harrison Jr. looked like. Dan, that's been a huge priority, trying to get him more involved. Jacoby Brissett seems to make that a little easier for them. They have Seattle this week.
Yeah, I think the telling thing was the first word or so out of Marvin's mouth was the communication. The leadership, the ownership that has come from Jacoby Brissett. I think Schefter painted it pretty clearly. Like, this is a really pivotal 4 to 8 week stretch for the Cardinals the remainder of this season. Because if they continue to play good football and get into that playoff race, it is absolutely going to make a line drawn in the sand of, are we with Kyler or are we moving on from Kyler?
About 2 minutes ago, we were talking about prospects and ranking them, and sometimes we get so enamored by the traits. At the quarterback position specifically, sometimes the traits go out the window because it's how do you operate within the offense. And while Kyler Murray is a more talented player than Jacoby Brissett, probably has a higher upside as a quarterback. We've seen it previously. What Jacoby is doing right now seems to be exactly in line with what the offensive staff wants to do on offense.
Yeah, it's interesting. Jacoby Brissett told me before the game his biggest priority was communicating clearly with the skill position players and doing everything he could to get on their page, which I think is making a big difference.
Worked out well.
All right, I know. And along these lines, as we talk about offense.
But since 5'8" receivers is my area of expertise, we're going Louvre. All right? And we're going to educate the people on what does it take for a 5'8" wide receiver to be effective in the National Football League. Let's start with the first one. Number one, the question is, can you win on contested catches? We're going to have an out, up, and comeback. Great route, but he is stuck by Mike Hughes. You see that he wins at the point of attack even still because they'll say, with you not having as big a catch radius, can you make contested catches?
Little squirrel route?
Pop shows that.
Squirrel?
Number two. Yes, squirrel. I love it. We're going to win in space for the next one, right?
Okay.
Now, as a 5'8" receiver, the benefit that you give offensive coordinator is matchup problems. So we're going to put you in the backfield, and we're going to get you matched up on a linebacker in space. You wide and release, you stutter, you let your speed and quickness show the defense that if you match up against a linebacker against me, it will be a win every single time. And last but not least, the two most important things, separation and run after catch.
All right, so we're going to go to the slot here. I want to let everyone see it. It's going to be a massive play for this offense. Pop Douglas, we call this like a deep cross route. You might call it a field post because he's chewing up so much ground. Let's go back to the beginning. We're talking man coverage, winning in the slot.
So, yeah, exactly. You laid it out perfectly. This is going to be a deep cross. Now, the thing that you will get tricked into doing as a wide receiver, especially in the slot, you're going to seam release, which means you're inside releasing, and you're going to put that DB in a position where you have no idea where he is. He's going to be in what we call the back pocket.
So you're intentionally, as a receiver, getting him in your back hip?
Yes.
Like right there.
And there was something on film that the Patriots saw because they actually had a chance to hit 3 of these.
Okay, yeah.
They hit 1 for 58.
Yeah.
But there's 2 more touchdowns and probably another 100 yards out there. But you get the DB in your back pocket. Well, now we're running wide receiver and running this route blindly, which is a good thing. So what you have to make sure that you are disciplined enough to do for your separation is to give him enough of a vertical threat and not be enticed by the fact that you feel like you got on top and breaking too early to that route.
So once that receiver gets him on that back hip, this point right there, when will Pop Douglas know I'm deep enough to really win, separate, and get to my landmark with the pass concept?
What I tell wide receivers is what you have to do is not convince the DB of the route you're running. You got to convince yourself. Okay. So it's a thing where you're going to release in there, and you have to literally method act in your mind that I'm running vertical, almost like you forget that you're running the crossing, and then you snap back to it, because if you can convince yourself, you'll convince that DB.
That's how he runs with that speed still vertically?
Absolutely. So you're going to see a seam release for 10, and you're going to see him push it for about 6 yards. Yeah. It's going to be a 30-yard catch and run. Obviously, he makes 4 guys miss, but that's the beauty of it. You're going to seam release inside, push vertical, make sure you are patient in it. If you break it too quickly, he's going to have the ability to undercut it. Yep. Once you get his hips completely turned, you snap it, big time play.
I love it.
All right.
Stuff.
Let's go.
That's the first 5-8er.
First 5-8er, baby. Won't be the last, I promise you. All right, now we got to hang this up here.
You're a little short on space there.
We don't have much space, Laura. You're right about that. Maybe we. How do we figure this out?
Oh, wait a second.
Oh,
we
there we
got a bandit.
See? That's
Why's it gotta be me, man?
Damn it, Dan.
Dan.
You know why it has to be you.
Okay.
Wow.
We're going to talk about that post-show.
Yeah, okay.
How about they kept the Hawkalisa, though.
There he is. Man after my own heart right there.
Wait, Dan, you didn't want to steal the Hawkalisa in your Louvre heist?
That was the most expensive one,
I don't
Dan.
think my wife would want that hung in the house.
Oh, my.
You left that one.
You know what? I love this show. That was hilarious. All right, new on NFL Live. Jets head coach Aaron Glenn today after his team traded away Sauce Gardner and Quinnen Williams this week.
This is a fluid game, fellas, and there's some players come and go, coaches come and go. But the one thing that I do know, with change, there comes opportunity. And I want this to be a team that the fans are proud of. But again, I never said that we're going to be proud of them right now.
So ESPN Analytics currently gives the Jets a 15% chance to earn the top pick in next April's NFL Draft. New York is only favored in 2 of its remaining 9 games per ESPN Analytics. Those games are this week against the Browns and Week 16 at the Saints. So listen, Jets fans, don't worry. Don't pay attention to the rest of the games, but just get excited about the draft. Normally, we put Field Yates to work here on some rookies to watch around the league, but not today, Field. Today, I want you to give us some quarterback names you think the Jets may consider using some of that newly acquired draft capital on here in the coming years.
Yeah, let's start with who's been perhaps the best quarterback in all of college football this season. That's Fernando Mendoza for Indiana. He's completing north of 72% of his passes. He's got this powerful arm and has accuracy to all levels of the field. 25 touchdown passes this season. He played at Cal the prior 2 years, Laura, and around better infrastructure in Indiana, he has cleaned up some of the areas which he was not brilliant at last season. Seeing some real growth from him. I do expect him to declare for this upcoming draft. Ty Simpson is just like a runaway train right now. He has 20 touchdowns, 1 interception. First-year starter for Alabama, who waited and waited and waited some more to become the starting quarterback. Few people thought he would be on the NFL draft radar, and he may go back to Bama for 1 more season, but he is showing out with major accuracy each and every week and doing an incredible job protecting the football. Another guy who has really burst onto the scene this year is Oregon quarterback Dante Moore. Has already thrown for 19 touchdown passes this season. Now, he arrived as a true freshman at UCLA as one of the best prospects in all of college football. He started 5 games, and he has since basically been a backup. He backed up Dylan Gabriel last season. Has very good downfield accuracy, has some good but not elite mobility, but can do some stuff with his legs as well. I would say right now, evaluators do think there's a chance to go back for 1 more season in Eugene. If he does declare, though, you can bet he'll go very early in the draft.
Yeah, as you know, Dante Moore, Mel Kiper Jr.'s top player on his 2026 NFL Draft Big Board rankings released last week.